open it up this way. Do you feel like that's the best you guys have played in a loss?
I'm glad you said that. It was the best we've played all year.
Mm.
We lost, okay,
Right.
and I'm disappointed in that. But boy, if we can do that for the remaining games we have, we could bring that attitude. And I think it started last Saturday, to be honest with you.
Right.
Leaving South Carolina on the field and scoring the 6 and the 6. That was a different team tonight. That was different guys rise to the occasion. We're playing one of the top teams in the country, a team that I think is one of the best teams in the SEC. We go down 3 in the first inning, and the natural would have been, well, we're not as good as these guys. They're supposed to beat us and just roll over. That was the exact opposite of what we did. We fought back in the first, scored some runs, and then just kept climbing back, tie the game. Then they take the lead. We get back. Then they take the lead again, and just fought and clawed throughout the whole thing. And you can't be disappointed. You're disappointed in the loss, but that's what baseball is going to do to you. I'm very proud of our guys. I really am. I'm really proud of our guys, the way they fought, and they're continuing to fight each and every day. And they know that we're not proud of where we're at. We're not proud of our record, but we could still get to the postseason and the SEC tournament and do something there. And that's what we're fighting for right now.
Everybody in the starting lineup got a hit. I think you ended up with 14 of them. Is this kind of the most that hitting's kind of been contagious for this group, and what's kind of clicked over?
The key is we're getting contributions from guys that have been struggling. And Jared had another good night. He hasn't been struggling very much. Chris Hall had a big hit. Parker had another big hit. Guys at the bottom of the order are contributing. It's making it easier to score runs, and we just got to continue that. I think Jordan had 2 hits tonight. Those kind of contributions are going to make it a lot easier for us to have success. I mean, that's a good pitching staff. We faced a good pitcher tonight in Grayson Long. They brought in some good pitchers. It wasn't like it was bad pitching that we scored, or that we had 14 hits. And I'm proud of what our guys did offensively. And again, we lost, but like you said, I'll echo what you said. That was the best game we've played all year in my mind.
You mentioned Jared. Obviously, comes up with big with the 2 doubles. How much structurally has he sort of helped this lineup? When you can move him up to get second, get production out of him, sort of bump everybody else down a notch. So you've got a lot of hitters rolling through. How much has that helped?
It's helped tremendously, and that young man deserves everything he's getting. He just, he's a quiet guy. He goes about his work. He just grinds. He's a little baseball player. Part of the reason why we fluctuate with him and AJ is to kind of break up and to get some speed at the bottom,
right?
To get some speed down there and break up the left-handed hitters, because we know they have left-handed hitters or left-handed pitchers in the bullpen. So it's not what AJ's doing. It's not what Jared's doing. We're kind of just doing that to put some speed throughout the lineup. But I'm very proud of Jared. He's done a good job, and I think he's added a spark to that lineup. He really has. He's a guy that nobody thought was going to do what he's doing, and I couldn't be proud of the way how he's handling it and how he's continuing to have success for us.
Does this performance kind of provide you guys confidence? Maybe you told your team, all right, we played really well. We've proven that we can win 2 games, down 1. What was your message to your team afterwards, or how do you?
Well, just like what I said to you guys, I'm proud of them. They're hurting right now because they left it on the field, and that was a commitment that we made, is that we're going to leave, as we said, we're using Inky's line, we're going to empty the bucket. They emptied the bucket tonight, just came up a little bit short. There's nothing you could be disappointed in the loss, but you can't be disappointed in the effort, and that's all you can show up for each and every day, is get a good effort, and then things are going to happen throughout the game that are going to allow you to be successful or allow you to lose the game. And unfortunately tonight we came up on the short end, but I think we can go back and take the uniforms off and come back tomorrow and realize we can play with one of the best teams in the country when the Vols show up with the right attitude in place and with the right desire to work for a win.
Andy was obviously struggled in the first, cruised after that. Just what did up until that 7th inning, basically, just what did he do well? What kind of happened to him in the first, and what did he kind of?
Well, typically Andy comes out and he's a little amped. That's kind of his personality, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's an experienced team over. That's an experienced lineup. They've got a lot of seniors. They have 4 seniors and 4 juniors in that lineup. They all night, and I knew it was going to be a tough lineup to get through, all night feasted on balls up in the zone. Every time we were a little bit elevated, they were able to hit the ball hard. And I think that's what happened in the first inning. Some of his pitches were elevated where they were able to hit into the gaps and all that. But he really settled down tremendously. I was thinking in the first, I was going, boy, because his pitch count shot up to 32 in the first inning.
Yeah.
And then after the 5th inning, it was only 72.
Yeah.
So he was able to eat a lot of innings. Brett Marks is not going to be able to pitch tomorrow. He had a side throwing today. So we're a little down with the top end of our pitching. So what Andy did to get us as late as he got us in the game is going to help us have an opportunity to still win the series and or be successful in one of these last two games.
Since you brought him up, what happened to Brett?
Just stiffness in the shoulder, and he threw a bullpen. It wasn't right. I'm not going to force the envelope right now. We have more baseball, so he's not even on the roster this weekend.
Okay.
So tomorrow Hunter Martin's going to start. I'm probably going to do something with a split game if I can. I can't go out. I can't anticipate Hunter going more than 6 innings or 7.
Right.
So it'll probably be a mixture of him and Kyle splitting tomorrow's game.
Okay. Is Drake available for Sunday? Is he fine now?
Drake's available for Sunday. That's my game plan, is to keep Drake in his normal slot Sunday.
Right,
And
okay.
try to split tomorrow night's game with a couple, 3 guys.
Okay. Is Brett going to be available next week? Or do you have any
We
reason
don't
to believe
know.
it's going to be?
It's nothing major. He just got some stiffness in his shoulder, and there's no reason. Like I said, his side throwing wasn't what we anticipated it being, and so we're gonna shut him down for this weekend.
I think you guys left around 13 players on base. Would you say that was probably the only weakness or pitfall in tonight's performance?
Yeah, it is. It is. I mean, that's I said this to the team when you look across the field and there's a team that's got a lot of mojo going right now. They're one of the top teams in the country. Their record is really good. They've been used to coming up in those situations and getting some key hits, and we're trying to fight through that still. And I thought our offense was really good. I thought Coach Bergeron did a great job of running the offense. He was really aggressive, and we had the players in the right positions and the right guys coming up at times. It's just sometimes it doesn't come through for you, and it didn't for us tonight.